All right, welcome to our lesson on order of operations. We're going to start with our order of operations and filling in our steps one at a time.
So many of us remember it as PEMDAS. We try to do it on a pyramid instead of following the acronym. It just seems to work in a more visual way for some kids. So in the top of the pyramid, we have our parentheses, which as we get more complicated becomes into brackets. Our second level are going to be our powers or our exponents. So we need to solve those first.
Ooh, I can even make it a negative now.
Oh, you can. The third level, we're doing multiplication and division, whichever comes first from left to right, which is where we get in problems with PEMDAS. And then the bottom part of the pyramid is addition or subtraction, whichever comes first in the problem from left to right. Like I was just analyzing your colors and why we didn't switch while I was
forgot
laughing.
to switch, and then I wasn't, I was switching because I had to go up top and...
That's why I started laughing.
All right. So one thing we want to review quickly is that you're going to start to see a lot of different symbols to mean multiplying and dividing. We're going to try to stay away from the X as much as possible because that X is going to start to become a variable in a lot of situations. So for multiplying, a lot of times you might just see the dot or you might see the parentheses. Remember, if a number's right next to the parentheses, it means to multiply. Every once in a while you might see like a little star symbol, but usually the dot or the parentheses are the main way to see multiplication. For division, we have our usual division sign, but also get used to seeing that fraction bar, or either way of writing the fraction bar, those both mean for you to divide.
All right, we have a pretty standard order of operation puzzle, problem, not too many negatives going on. So we are going to start with our parentheses, adding 3 plus 6 to give us 9. We do not have any exponents, so we're now on the third level of the pyramid, which is multiplication or division. We're going to start with that 81 divided by 9 to give us 9, and then simplify the rest of the problem. Addition and subtraction is our bottom level, so we will subtract first because it comes first from left to right, so 9 minus 5 is 4, and then finish it up with 4 plus 3 to get 7.
All right, so notice how we rewrote every step of the process along the way. You can't just skip over it. Show us how you did that work one step at a time. So only thing new is now we have negatives in the problem. So we don't have, in this case, we always start with our parentheses. There aren't any parentheses. So then we move on to our exponents.
What is that number?
It used to be a 3. All right, so let's pretend that's not there because it's clearly not going to help us at the moment. Looking back at your pyramid, there's no parentheses. So we're going to do our exponents here. This time the negative 5 is in parentheses, so it says the negative 5 goes with it. Negative 5 squared is negative 5 times negative 5, which is a positive 25. And then I rewrite the rest of the problem. After exponents, then we do any multiplying or dividing, going from left to right. In this case, I just have 6 times 5 is 30. When you get to your your adding and subtracting step, this is where you would take care of any of your subtracting. We want to change it into adding the opposite, just like we practiced earlier in the integers unit. And then we just follow it left to right with our addition. 30 plus negative 30 is 0. And then 0 plus 25 is 25. Rewriting it along the way, and then 25 plus negative 8, they have different signs, so we subtract, and we get a positive 17 as our answer. So we're still using those integer rules all the way through our order of operations problem.
All right, number above each problem what order you will do each step. Ooh, showing work before we get started. All right, we do have brackets. Instead of parentheses, they're using parentheses more to identify the negatives. So you're going to see brackets in order of operations with negative numbers. So we have to do negative 11 times 4 first in those brackets, and then minus a negative 10 seconds. Now we're done with the brackets, so we move to the powers. That would be next, followed by multiplication and division. And then I don't have any addition and subtraction not within parentheses. So we are ready to solve. Are we supposed to solve or no?
Yes.
Not
We
in
definitely
directions.
should solve it.
We should solve. Okay, negative 11 times 4 would give us negative 44. Can we rewrite that minus a negative 10 next, please?
Comes
Thanks.
plus a positive.
And then we will simplify negative 44 plus 10 to give us negative 34.
This isn't going to come out nicely.
I was thinking that a couple minutes ago,
That's
but
all right.
it's okay. Negative 2 cubed is next, the parentheses around the negative 2. So negative 2 times negative 2 results in a positive 4. 4 times a negative 2 is going to give a negative 8. And we're going to end with negative 34 divided by a negative 8. So we'll turn it into an improper fraction and go that way. So
All right.
positive
So
8 into 34 is 4.
So think of it as 34 divided by 8. Negative divided by negative is a
So
positive.
what is it, 4 and 2/8 or 4 and 1/4?
4 and 2/8, which simplifies to be 4 and 1/4. Normally they'll come out nicely for us. Apparently we didn't catch that before I had us
That's
do
why
the
I'm
problem.
not sure we were supposed to solve that. All right, moving on.
All right, and that's it.